is the Big O Show.
All right, there he is, Marcel Louis-Jacques. Although John Yang on the chat board says, Big O, I got my Nature Bee Red Recover hat and liquor split is knocking on the door with my liquor and snacks. I'm ready for the show. Oh, and I'm smoking a fat Perdomo. Now, John, all I really need you to do is actually visit one of our sponsors for real. And then that would actually really help instead of just talking about them. But thank you for at least talking about them. Would be nice if you actually use them because that's how you're going to keep us around, by actually using our sponsors. Anyway, welcome aboard to Marcel Louis-Jacques. And, of course, you can get the best energy drink on the planet, myedgedrink.com. Can't find it in stores? You got to order it online, myedgedrink.com. Use the code Big O. Get 10% off. Only 78 calories. How you feeling? You feeling good?
Feeling good. You know, it's the going on vacation later on today, so just wrapping up a couple of things. I had a dog sitter, man, cancel on me 2 hours before I was supposed to drop my dog off. And it kills me, man, because it wouldn't. She said she had an emergency, but I had to reach out to her and ask, hey, the app said you canceled. Did you just cancel? She said, yes, I had an emergency. Sorry. And in my head, I was like, look, I want to believe you, but damn, you had enough time to cancel on the app, but you didn't have enough time to tell me, hey, sorry, I can't do this anymore. I have an emergency. So.
Do you live in Dade?
I do, yeah.
Do you need help with that?
I think I'm going to just take him to the little dog hotel down the way. It's more expensive.
I have the dog hotel for you. That's what I'm saying. If you want, I can call Carol over at Paul's for you. And she'll take care of you. They're right by the falls, and they do a phenomenal job. I've adopted 2 dogs there, and they also take care of dogs. In fact, they have those kind of the ones with the cameras and everything, and you can like check on your dog.
I do like that, just to see my dog doing nothing all day, but it's nice to see.
But it's nice to see. It's something that makes.
Where's the falls?
The falls are on US 1 and 136, I believe, 134, something like that. It's a little down.
I'm on 16th and 1st. So
yeah, it's a 20-minute ride on the highway. It's not a big deal, dude. I don't know, if you want, I can hook you up with Carol, and she's a gem, bro. She's just a beautiful human being, and they do great work there, taking care of animals there. So
we'll see. I'll text you after this because there's a spot maybe a block away from me, and so it just depends. But no, I'll hit you after this. I'm
just talking about somebody I know you can trust. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's.
I appreciate you.
That's the important part. I have 5 dogs, man. So for me, my dogs are really, really, really important to me. Really important to me. So I take care of them just like my daughter. It's the same thing. There's practically no difference, actually. That probably pisses off my daughter, but I mean, it's just the way I am with my dogs. I love my dogs, man. It is what it is. So do the Dolphins have enough dogs? Do they have the edge going do they have the edge going into this season now? What do you think? Because one of the things I talked about to start this show today, San Francisco, Deebo Samuel, trainer, we're going to get paid. Next day, Tom Pelissero, no deal imminent. Are you trading Jimmy Garoppolo? When? Because you got to get him out of this room right now because Trey Lance is going to have to look over his shoulder. The fans, and they're going to complain. This player got arrested on that team. You've got Deshaun Watson dealing with the mess. My point is there are issues all over the place, right? In this offseason, the Dolphins have no issues. No arrests, no holdouts, no bitter situations, no internal fighting, nothing. Does that give them an edge going into this season?
I mean, they are being sued by their former coach. So let's not act like it's not completely. There's nothing in the locker room per se
that has zero to do with football.
There's nothing in the locker room per se. You're right. There's no holdouts. There's no drama in that regard. It's nice. They've got some dogs on there. They added, Melvin Ingram, Teron Armstead. Most importantly, I think it can't be overstated how critical of an addition he is to this locker room, to a young, impressionable offensive line. I forget who we spoke with. I think it was Austin Jackson who said, yeah, we had some dogs last year too, but no, you didn't. They were pups last year. Now you got alpha. You got a dog, a wolf here that's going to teach you how to live in the wild, how to hunt, how to take your own food. So I think he's the main addition here. Not to mention Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill can't be underappreciated, can't be undervalued. I think what he's going to do, the veteran presence, the attitude, the charisma that he's bringing to that wide receiver room, the know-how that he's bringing to that wide receiver room, I think we're going to see a new Miami Dolphins team this coming season. I don't think that they're going to be, I don't know if I have to see it on the field before I say that they're going to be hard asses. But I think at the very least, we're going to see a lot more confident and a lot more boisterous Miami Dolphins football team in 2022.
Do they have because you mentioned it a little bit, do they have the right leadership on all aspects of the team?
I think they do. I mean, I'm not sure if Tua wants to be a captain this year. I don't think that's his leadership style. And I don't think Mike McDaniel is the type of guy to force somebody to do something. They're not going to force Tua to be a leader or like a vocal leader and captain if that's not really his. I
disagree with you 5 billion%. I think he's going to want to be a leader on this team with that coach. He didn't want to be a leader because he was going to get neutered by his coach constantly. So to avoid the embarrassment, he stayed away from that position. I think he's going to want that position, and I'm dead sure that he will be voted captain. And he will want to be a captain.
We will see when we see it. I just don't want to put that on him before we get to the vote. I'm not going to sit here and set an expectation and say, Tua has to be a leader. He has to be a captain. And then when he's not, y'all gonna come in the comments and say Marcel is being unfair to Tua. We'll see it when we see it.
He was a leader everywhere else he was. And
but some people aren't vocal, rah-rah kind of guys. Some people are just, do as I say, or, watch what I do, not what I say.
I agree.
So
Zach Thomas was like that. He wasn't rattling your cage or anything, but he was going to lead by example. He was going to be there way before you. He was going to know all the answers to everything in the classroom. And, he was going to know your assignment and his assignment and tell you where you had to be.
I think that, the one player on offense I know for a fact is going to be a captain is Teron Armstead. I'm willing to state my reputation on it. I think Teron Armstead is too big of a leader, too big of a presence. Not to mention he might be the longest tenured NFL player on this roster. It's a really young roster all the way around. Besides, maybe who? I can't think of any because I'm older than basically everybody on that roster, and I'm not even 30 yet. So there's not a lot of long tenured, long career NFL players on the Dolphins roster.
Maybe a Landon Roberts, right? That's it.
I'm older than a Landon Roberts, man.
Yeah.
I didn't think so because he comes off so seasoned, like such a tenured vet.
How old is he? I always get the feeling he's like a 28 veteran.
I think he's 27, 28. Like I'm older than him, and I don't think it's like all that close. Oh. Like I don't think it's a matter of months. I think it's a matter of years. As I remember going through the roster earlier when I started noticing players that were born in 2000 coming onto the field. I was like, oh man. I'm washed, bro. I'm feeling old, but either way, I'm getting off track. I think that Teron Armstead is going to be a captain. I wouldn't be surprised to see Morstead. Good call, Brandon. Thank you, Thomas Morstead, who I would also expect to be a captain. Him or Jason Saunders.
For sure on special teams, for sure Morstead will be a captain.
Hey, and then a sneaky one. Hey, Bromar.
By the way, your boy is 28. He was born in 94. Okay?
Yeah, so see, I'm a couple years older than him at this point, or about to be.
By the way, I did not know this. He was born in the same city that Jimmy Johnson was born. Did you know that?
Jimmy Johnson, like the NASCAR driver?
No, Jimmy Johnson, the football coach, the former Dolphin coach.
That makes sense.
They're both from Port Arthur, Texas.
Interesting.
Interesting.
I'm sure they're proud of that down there in Port Arthur.
I don't even know if Landon Roberts knows that Jimmy Johnson was born also in Port Arthur, Texas. Who knows? Although I would imagine that people from Port Arthur, Texas must know who are the ones that got out of Port Arthur, Texas and made it to the NFL. So I would imagine he's got to know overall. But hey, how about this?
Me in trouble.
How about besides Tyreek, I could also see Gesicki as an
offensive cap. You know, the name I was going to throw out there is Javon Holland. I could see Javon Holland being a captain this year because, you know, with the way that I think he's going to be asked to call the secondary, I wouldn't be surprised. It's a sneaky name that I wouldn't be surprised to see end up on the final list. I think that he's already one of the team's, I would say, top 5 players, top 8 at worst players. He's mature for his age, and I don't think that he's shy anymore. I think, you know, year 2, I think he's going to be a lot more vocal. He knows what he's doing, and wouldn't be surprised to see it. And then one of the linebackers, so either Roberts will return as a captain, or maybe even a Jerome Baker. Or Emmanuel Agba. Maybe even a Christian Wilkins, who knows? Like, I think there's a lot of names that we might see come out of their shell a little bit under this leadership than the previous regime. So, but like I said, I'm not going to put that on Tua as an expectation for him to be a captain. I think that, you know, everybody wants to see the quarterback be a captain, but you know, if that's not his leadership style, if that's not his way to go, I think that McDaniel is going to put more of an emphasis on player comfort than forcing people into roles that traditionally we would expect them to be in, but might not necessarily be the best fit. Traditionally, yes, you expect your quarterback to be the captain, but if that's not what they're going to get from Tua, like if that's not his thing, I don't think that McDaniel's the kind of guy to force him into it. But if Tua is a captain, it's because he wants to be one and he was voted one, not because
I think he's going to want to be one. I think he will be voted in as one. I think everything has changed in that locker room. I think the whole vibe has changed in that locker room, and I think he'll be comfortable being a captain for this coach. And it was just clear that he knew he wasn't wanted by the other coach, and so, you know, it's basically an FU, like, you know, hey, listen, when he was talking about his coaches on who has affected him and been hard on him and all that, he never even mentioned Flo. He talked about Saban, he talked about his high school coach, he talked about his dad, and he never brought up Flo. And to me, that's who he is in a way. His way of dissing you is just by avoiding you and not even talking about you or acknowledging you. That's how he's going to diss you, because he's not the guy that's going to really just publicly trash you and say,
well, yeah, it's a bad look. And Ann Noland would never let that happen. Ann would never allow him to. I'm sure she's drilled into his head, just avoid the Flores conversation as much as you can. Because it doesn't do you anything.
It doesn't.
All it does is give us stuff to talk about. It doesn't benefit them at all. And one thing that Tua has really focused on this offseason is not doing things that don't necessarily benefit him. It's a little, I don't want to call it selfish, but it's like productive selfishness where, you know, you have to be getting something out of it in order to go do it. You know, he's not doing random interviews. He's not doing random stories. He's golfing, he's playing football and hanging out with his family. Like the things that directly benefit Tua Tagovailoa. And, you know, year 3 is crunch time. Like Tyreek said in his podcast a few weeks ago, like, this is the year for Tua. Like, you only get so much time in the NFL, whether it's fair or not. You only get so much time in the NFL to prove you belong.
But Marcel, that's nothing new. He's always done it that way. It's everybody else that does shit that includes him in it. It's his trainer putting up videos and idiots thinking that he's the one putting up the videos to promote himself. You know, it's other talk from other people in the building, and they think it's Tua, and it's not Tua, it's other people. He's always been like that. He's always going to be protected.
You know what? Actually,
he's not going to do anything to feed any of the media. He just doesn't do that. He's smart.
After hearing the rant he went on the last time we spoke to him, I don't know about you, it looked like money to me.
Right? Yeah, that's where
he might have a little bit more involvement in Nick Hicks' tweets than we give him credit for. I don't think he's out here crafting them himself, But I think like he might see what he's saying and laugh. Like, oh yeah, that's funny. Oh yeah, man, tell them. Or like it's just he's borrowing on things that Tua says in training or that they talk about in training. I don't think that let's put it this way. Athletes are so protective over their brands, right? Over their brand and image. You're not going to let a trainer continuously say things about you that are not true, that you don't at least a little bit agree with. So if Nick was out here capping, Tua would have shut it down either right away or they would no longer be training together. But and not to mention like Tua really is disconnected. Like he really talking to somebody in the organization, like they had mentioned the trade deadline to him and Tua legitimately said, "Oh, when is the deadline?" And it was like the next day. So like he is disconnected to an extent, but like
you can tell he's really like that. That he's really he's not like he's not the normal person. Put it that way. The normal person listens to stuff, reads stuff, and they tell you they don't, but they do. He's one of those freaks that really, really probably doesn't follow up on all that stuff.
Luke Kuechly was the same way up in Carolina. Like, it does happen. It does happen.
Yeah, it does. It does happen. There are those kind of guys that just tune everything out and they really just don't give a shit. And they just go about their own lives and what they want to do, and they leave everything out, and they live a better life because of it.
It must be nice, man, because I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to read fewer comments. You know, the hidden replies to anything I tweet, I'm trying to leave them hidden. I like morbid curiosity always gets the best of me. And I look.
In other words, everybody on the chat board, start ripping Marcel right now on the chat board.
I'll tell you what, though, I'm going to Orlando. I will be in Disney World. I will be at the Arsenal-Chelsea match on Saturday. I might not tweet for the next couple of days. Or if I tweet, I'm tweeting I'm saying my piece, and then I'm peacing out. So you can tweet. Hey, read me all you want. I'm not going to be there.
From Arsenal and Chelsea. You got to tweet something from there. Come on. Plus,
my girlfriend's an Arsenal fan, so I might tweet a picture of me in a Chelsea kit next to her just because that's gold tier level antagonizing, instigating. I'm not even really sure I want to be a Chelsea fan. Like I'm looking for a Premier League team. So
that's a good woman. That's a good woman right there because I'm an Arsenal guy. That's my team. I'm Arsenal. I'm Arsenal and Barcelona. So that's a good woman right there. She knows.
For a while, I was stuck between Chelsea and Leicester, but I want a team. I want a team that wins, man. I'm a Sacramento Kings fan. I'm an Arizona State fan. I do enough losing. I want to win.
Arizona State wins all the time. It's a great party school.
Every school is a party school. That's except for like BYU.
Yeah, but I hear at Arizona State there really like isn't classes. Like the rooms are there, but they
class.
I don't know.
I extremely went to class.
I don't know.
I did both. No, see, the facade of Arizona State is that it's this easy to get into, laid back, easy school. You can
coach inside.
It's like an 88 or 90% acceptance rate, or something insanely high. Like if you have a pulse, you could basically get into ASU.
And the
lead-out classes are
women are insanely hot too. I don't know. That's what I heard.
Look, I know a lot of people that partied themselves out of school that flunked English 105, that couldn't write an essay in which basically all you had to do was write your name. Like they're not easy, and we have a lot of good actual schools. The journalism school, the law school, the nursing, the business school is one of the best in the world. Like it is a great school that was known for partying in the 90s and has never really shaken that reputation. But like, yeah, we party in the sense that it's 85 degrees in January and we're going to pool parties when y'all were shoveling snow up north. So, I mean, Miami, it'd be kind of like Miami, I imagine. Like the weather is just always ripe for activity. But no, I got sidetracked. I want to win. So like the Manchester teams are not off the table. City or United, not off the table. It's a little bit like, following the NBA and deciding to be a Warriors fan, but
Marcel, being a fan is like finding a team and then staying with it, right? It's not like moving around, like you pick Arsenal and that's it. It's over. You don't go
for my happiness too.
Huh?
I see what Arsenal fans are like on the internet, man. Y'all are always upset.
We haven't seen
Always
anything
disappointed.
good. Since the early 2000s. We haven't seen anything good, dude. But that's part of being a fan. I mean, that's just the way it is. I'm a Dolphins fan. Haven't seen anything good, really good, at least since the 80s and 90s, and championships since the 70s. But that's my team. I got to stick with my team,
I think, I want a team that's going to contend internationally. I want to watch them in the Champions League. I want them to, have a chance at winning the FA Cup. I want to watch success, man. I want to watch success.
So then jump from Chelsea and then Liverpool and then Man U and then, whatever team, Barcelona, whatever team is the hot team at that moment. You just get on there. That's all. That's it. Just ride the wave, baby. That's how you're looking to have the ultimate edge now. So you never lose.
Exactly. I always want to win. I'm only a fan of the team that won. That's it.
I love it. And by the way, you can win too by getting 10% off and ordering the finest energy drink on the planet, myedgedrink.com. Can't get it in stores. 78 calories only. Delicious, smooth, and zero aftertaste. myedgedrink.com. Use our code Big O and get 10% off. Enjoy your vacation, my man. We will catch up with you next week. You can tell us about Chelsea and Arsenal.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for moving me up today, and I'll see y'all on Monday.
You got it. You got it. There you go. Marcel, Louis-Jacques. Now you have the edge.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.